Vantage Revival Teabags is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Howdy, sweetheart. Table for one?
Yeah, table for one.
Oh, how you doing?
I've been better.
Oh, what's giving you the bone shingles, darling?
Have you ever had a friend who didn't agree with you?
Oh, honey, I don't have any friends. But I do love me a good podcast. Have you ever heard of Vantage Revival?
No. What's that?
Let me grab you a plate of the cuts on the house.
Vantage Revival, The Cuts.
No, but I do agree with you that it is more of I don't even know what like genre I could put this in or what word I could use to explain. Mm-hmm. But for instance, for me, I'm very much a person who will sit on my tablet or sit on my computer or play Sims for hours and hours and hours a day because I like creating that like fake story, that fake life, building pretend things. I do it in my head all the time where I'm like, what if my life went like this? Or, you know, I'll see a house online and I'll just lay in my own head and like meditate almost and like pretend I'm living in that house. I'm very much like, I played house as a kid and I still play house in my head today. And so I do that a lot. I'm constantly drawing up what my future house might look like and what I might build it to be, even though realistically it's never going to happen, but it's fun to live in that fake world. And I think that's why I like this movie so much, is because it takes that aspect of this guy just made a fake college, got given a check for tuition, and was able to turn this like fake college scheme into something that these people who can't get accepted anywhere else fit in and can look into or can fit in with. And I don't know, I think that's why I enjoy it so much. Not so much the comedy aspect. I think it's more of like, it's that playing pretend, but doing what I can't do and making it come to life.
And that's where I think that if those comedy scenes were removed and more emphasis was put on actual storylines for the other characters that were not main characters, I probably would have liked it more. Mm-hmm. I think that's where it fails. It should never have been marketed as a comedy. That should have been almost non-existent. They should have just had better storylines for the actors that are there. In almost every scene, they're just not doing very much. Justin Long or B gets all of the screen time. Every story is pretty much wrapped around him or Jonah Hill's character, which is fine again, but then really focus on them.
Yeah.
So that, to me, there could be improvements to this movie, and I think it was marketed wrong. And I think that's probably why it was not one of the top comedies during its time, because the comedy is probably the weakest point of the storylines. Mm-hmm.
But like, come on. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, are you kidding me?
They're a cute couple.
Are you kidding me? They're perfect.
They're a cute couple.
They are perfect.
The one thing that you were talking about was the camp director and his cigar.
I couldn't get over that.
It's like every scene he had that cigar.
Well, not only did every scene did he have that cigar, like total Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. No, Julian, I'm right. Total Julian always having his little scotch or whatever he drinks. He had a cigar in every scene, and it's so funny because in every scene, the cigar gets shorter. So it's like this cigar has just lasted him the whole summer, but I know it hasn't. But then there's one scene where like every staff member is just in the kitchen flipping eggs for the kids, and they're just all smoking cigars. I just
yeah, it was the 80s.
That's everyone smoked indoors. Everyone smoked everything indoors: weed, cigars, cigarettes.
There's a scene. This is like where you see a lot of crop tops. It's a baseball scene. They're playing baseball, and the boy that's being bullied the most, he is playing on the field, and he's playing on his calculator.
Yeah.
Who does that? Who plays on the calculator in an open field? No one. Even the geeks and nerds don't do that. But the cool thing was, this calculator had a boxing game on it.
Yeah, that was sick.
Like, if I was a kid, I would have wanted this calculator. Like, screw math. I'm going to play boxing all day. Like, that was pretty cool. For 1983, that was cool.
Hold this. I'll be right back.
Do you have a boxing calculator? Are you going to make my day and give me a boxing calculator?
Yeah. where it is.
What were you looking for?
Hit record. Or is it already recording?
It's recording.
Okay, so my boyfriend has a studio. He's very much into synths, as you know. And he found it's a calculator, but it's also a music box, like synth type thing where you can make beats by pressing different buttons, and you could like hook it up and put it on a computer.
But it's a calculator.
But then you bring it to school and 2 + 2 it for math class. So I just wanted to show you that because like you're judging that somebody has boxing on their calculator, but those calculators exist.
No, I'm saying I love it. I'm not judging it. I'm judging.
I'm just saying.
I'm judging it for how much I love it, and I want one. That's
Okay, so for Christmas, since I couldn't get you your Christmas present in time, I'll find you a boxing calculator.
Don't do that. Don't do that. As a kid, I would have wanted one. I don't need a calculator now. Fuck that. Did you know the Switch has a calculator, but you have to pay for it?
What?
Yeah. Who in their right mind would ever pay for a calculator on their Switch?
When they can literally go onto any computer, phone,
Tablet, anything,
and just Google and go, what is 2 + 2?
Can you imagine?
For free.
Where it's like, please tell me this equation answer. You need to go and grab your Switch, turn on, open the app. Like there's so much effort.
Oh my god!
And you paid for it.
How much is it?
Do you have your Switch? Let's see. It's there.
Hold on, I'll go to the Nintendo eStore.
Okay.
Like you say, it's gonna take 4 years for my Switch to turn on.
I want to say it's like $10.
What?
It's not like it's $1. I'm pretty sure it's not 15. Like it's. Did you find it?
$13.29.
Yeah.
And you know what it is? It's an old iPhone calculator. It's the old iPhone calculator, and they're charging $13.29. Guys, if you turn your phone sideways, it opens up to a scientific calculator, dude. Don't waste $13.29 on this, bro.
Yeah. The more you know.
This is dumb. Nintendo, dude, come on.
But I'm not sure if it's them who actually publishes it. I think it may be like a third developer.
Let's see, I'm gonna look into it.
It should say at the bottom, I think. It should be some sort of copyright on it.
And the release date is November or May 2021. Like, you made this in 2021.
And the Switch came out, 2017? So, yeah, who's the publisher?
Publisher, Sabec.
So they made it, not Nintendo.
That is so stupid. They've literally got full-on games. Pet Rock, Boxer,
A shovelware games?
Xylophone, like, honest to God, like, actual games. Dogfight. For cheaper than they have their calculator. Hunt. There's a whole hunting and golf game for cheaper.
I wonder if the calculator is just like, what's that, like a drug cover? Like, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Download the calculator and then we'll send you heroin,
Me, yeah. That's probably what it is, honestly. Okay, that's a good price then. There's a reason that our prime minister is who our prime minister is. Prime Minister is Justin Trudeau. And it's because the entire population of Ontario and the surrounding provinces will 100%, no wavering, no nothing, all of them will vote. Maybe minus 0.001% will vote for Justin Trudeau, which doesn't give the rest of Canada a chance. There's no matter how many of us vote in the rest of Canada, he wins. And I think that this is where the tactic of everything becoming about the trans community, the LGBTQ, that type of stuff, is it's winning that group over. It's winning that group because there's people like us who say, like, why do we have to talk about it? We don't have to talk about it. Be who you want to be who you are. I will respect anything. You want to be called they, them, you want to be a she, you want to be he, I don't care. I'll respect what you are, but it doesn't need to be thrown in our faces. It doesn't need to be used as bait for your government ploy, and that's what it's become. It's become, oh, the world wants to see more LGBTQ. We've got our fucking prime minister, dressed up wearing pride flags, walking down a rainbow sidewalk and taking pictures of it because that's how he's going to get votes. And that's what's scary, is that like it's now not just become like we want to talk about LGBTQ because it's something that should be talked about. We should talk about it with our kids and tell them the correct, proper things that we should be telling them. It's officially just become we're supporting everything you're doing. And if you want to do this right now, we're going to do it because that keeps our government where we want our government to be. And it's scary.
Well, and even worse than that, you're completely right. But even worse than that is it creates those divides of a good chunk of the LGBT community and the people in that alliance versus what they call everyone else. And everyone else in the everyone else pile becomes racist, misogynist, transphobes, homophobes, terrorists. Those are the terms that are used for anyone that has a different opinion, or that's really it. It's a different opinion. That's all it is. But they're called these names, and then it feeds into that. And the people who are on Trudeau's side, so to speak, will then feed into that narrative that everyone who does not think the same way is just a bad person. And that is not how real life works. And I can say for myself, I have been on the other side. I have been pro a lot of things throughout my life. And I'm not saying that I regret those moments or that I wouldn't still be pro for certain things. But now, especially after these last 3 years and all the lies that I've seen and been told and see people fall for, I have to think that I was slightly naive to trust that everyone's a good person and that everything that's done in our world is done with a good purpose.
Oh, especially in the government.
Yeah. So every time you see a government official walking that pride parade, is it because they actually care or because they need those votes? And you're completely right. But in the past, I would have been like, wow, look how amazing that person is. And people are still stuck in that mindset. They don't look behind the curtain and see that there's so much more going on and that there is just ploys. What can we do to keep our sanction together?
Exactly. And that's the scary thing about, especially what's happening in our province right now. I don't want to go too much into it because I don't want anyone to find us. Oh my God. But just the battle between the parties that we have right now, because we have a vote coming up soon.
Yes, we do. And you're voting, right?
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
You know who I'm voting for.
Thank you.
That's
I
not even a
appreciate
question. But we have this fight because there's someone who's showing us what's behind the curtain. There's someone.
And they don't like it.
Yeah, people do not want to hear it. They want to hear,
rainbows
puppies
and
rainbows, and yeah, everything's going to be okay, and we're going to make everything better. But we have someone being like, you want to make healthcare work? This is how we have to make healthcare work, which requires us to put some money into something instead of fucking taxes.
Yeah.
We have to put some of our own money into our own healthcare, and everyone's like, kill the bitch, like, no, people are so blinded to it, and it's scary. It's scary. And the unfortunate thing is no matter what, me, you, everybody I know, everybody in Edmonton could vote for
the right person.
And it probably still won't happen. So we can only hope.
I just hope that things aren't as rigged as they appear to be. So it's important to vote, and it's important to vote based off of really looking into these people. Don't just look at the social media posts of what both candidates are saying. Look into their policies. Look what they've done during their time. And I'm going to say it because I don't really care. Here's the thing. I have voted for Rachel Notley in the past. I voted NDP the last time she was in party. And because I believed in the message that she brought forward based off the other candidates. This time, I am voting for Danielle Smith. And the thing is, people judge her and saying, everything she's doing right now is because she wants the votes. A, how is that different from any other candidate?
That's literally what an election is about.
And B, she's only been our premier for 5 months, 6 months, maybe. So she's had such a little time, and she's already opened so many doors of honesty and not being afraid to answer questions. You ask her a question, you get an answer.
100%.
You do not get the same with NDP and Liberals.
Rachel Notley is just as bad as our prime minister for trying to answer questions. Water bottle, plastic, paper. Like, that's exactly how she is. It's the same fucking person, just in female form.
So I think even if you don't like Danielle Smith, the fact that she is more transparent and you can see what her plans are and that they appear to not be as hidden, that should be a bonus in all of our books. We should not be accepting of a government that does not tell us things. We should not be accepting of a government that expects us to follow them as if they have all the answers and we know nothing. So that is why I'm voting for Danielle Smith, because I see that she's actively trying to make changes for better or worse, because we don't know how the outcomes will happen. But hopefully it's for the better. But if they are for the worse by the off chance, then at least we know. We can't keep doing the same thing we've been doing. And if we bring in Rachel Notley, it's going to be the same thing we've been doing for the last 10 years.
Yeah. See, and that's switching kind of politics a little bit too. It's also it's Danielle Smith's campaign style versus Rachel Notley or the NDP's campaign style. Is Rachel Notley's is attack everything Danielle Smith is saying, attack everything that she wants to do, attack everything that she's blah, 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 blah. Whereas Danielle Smith says, this is how I'm going to make a change in this province. This is how I'm going to change things. Whereas Rachel Notley's is just, why the fuck would you vote Danielle Smith?
Yeah. And there's lots of posts too of Danielle Smith going, Rachel, what's your opinion? How would you do this? How would you like to see things changed? And there's never, ever a response back. And I get that you don't want to have this public Instagram conversation. But even just as human beings living in the same province, why can't you have a conversation? You know, why do we have to pit all of our government against each other to just fight constantly? Why can't they be on the same page on some issues? You know,
100%.
And not do backdoor alliances like Singh and Justin Trudeau did, where everything was secret and we'll never know what the backdoor deal was. Why can't we be transparent? We should be. Again, they work for us. We don't work for the government.
100%. How was that plate of cuts?
It didn't fully hit the spot.
Well, what do you need? 12 inches?
My record is 10.
Damn, boy! You sure love your extended cuts, don't you?
Or uncut.
Vantage Revival, extended cuts.
With less restrictions, less timelines, but you still get it done. You may have a month to do a project, but they are expecting you to figure out your time and you use that month in appropriate ways. Where I saw the 18-year-olds either doing it in the first 5 minutes and then rushing it just to get it done, or waiting to the very last minute to do a project. And it was very much that mentality of a kid in school that's not taking this serious. And they also felt a lot more pressure on them. They were much more upset about grades and not getting the results back that they were hoping for because they were so stuck in that high school mentality of, oh, I need to have perfect everything. Whereas the older, more mature students were like, hey, that's life. Like, move on. Let's have fun. I feel like the older students, we tended to have more fun. The 18-year-olds definitely partied, but as far as enjoying the course for what it was, we weren't as stressed about it. We knew what life was like in the real world. So it was nice that I went into that with that mindset and not of a fresh high schooler.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna preface this by saying, preface what you just said by saying that we are from a place where 18 is legal drinking age, which I always find so weird in movies when people are in college and it's like, I know that they're not, I know that that's just that's how college is supposed to be. Everybody's 18 and drinking and all that stuff. I still want to clarify that college is probably a little bit different in where we're from. Because...
Well, yeah, even in this movie, they had to make fake IDs, right?
Yeah,
because they're only 18. And...
Yeah, and it's like, here, we're throwing up behind a bar at 18, you know? So that it is a little bit different. They have to portray it differently because it's an American thing. But in Canada, even, we're 18. The rest of Canada is... Well, we're 18 among others, but the rest of Canada is 19 still. College years are very much legal drinking age... party, do all that stuff, right? That was just a random thing. There's one line where Bartleby, who's the main character, or B is what they call him, his dad says that him not going to college is him throwing his life away. And I want to ask, and this might be deep in a way because I know how you feel about it. Do you feel that you going to college and you going to university and getting a degree in something, did that help end up in a position where what you went to university or college for was what you ended up doing with your career? Short
answer, no. The long answer is obviously still no, but it's a lot more detailed and in depth than just a flat out no. With broadcasting in particular, it could be a full hour-long conversation.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more factors into that field. It's not as similar as, let's say, a different trade. If you're a carpenter, there's always going to be opportunities to do things that require carpentry, right? Mm-hmm. With broadcasting, it is a lot of intermingling with people. It's a lot of either selling yourself or being able to do as you're told. You kind of have to be one or the other. And it's such a personality industry that for me, I saw a lot of things that were cutthroat. And I'm a sassy person. You've worked with me before. God. You know what I'm like. These podcasts, I could be sassy. I could be opinionated, right? that doesn't always work well with certain people. I'm not a bad person though. And
that's what he says. Just kidding. He's not a bad person.
I'm not a bad person. So that's why I don't like being in those environments. As much as I can play the game and I can fight with people if I really have to, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, how do I cut this person to get ahead of them? How do I steal that person's job? I don't want to play those games. I really don't. I think I like showing the merit of who I am and my hard work through that, which is a very old way of thinking and an old way of doing jobs. Even working now with younger people, the mentality is different. They do, as much as this sounds cliche or stereotypical, they do expect things given to them. They do expect the job to be easy. They do expect that anything outside of their job description, they're not going to tackle. And that is not how I was raised. I was always raised, you work hard, you prove yourself, and people will see that and you will be promoted or whatever.
Yeah.
I still inherently want to believe that, but having seen many opportunities pass me by, or even opportunities that were given to me by the broadcasting industry, and then minutes later being like, sorry, we're giving it to this person because we love you. We love everything you do, but this person has an extra job on their resume, or this person's prettier than you, whatever it is. And you see it so much more in broadcasting than you would see it in like a nursing office.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? So that's where it's like, no, I'm not in the field that I went to school for, so to speak. But there's many reasons as to why. And it may not even be because of the education level.
Well, and I think a podcast alone, is you being able to use knowledge that you did get in college, university. What was it, college, university? What did you consider it?
It's a tech college, essentially,
okay,
right?
So college.
So yeah. Some people would say it's not, but community college is probably a better term for it.
Yeah, and I did community college as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, I wish I had had more fun. I wish I had been more carefree, because a lot of other people were, and I questioned it. How can they be so carefree and not be focusing on these projects? Mm-hmm. And yet, a lot of the people that were bad in the program or did poorly are working in the industry. So it didn't even matter, because no one's checking the transcripts, and somehow, based off their personality mostly, they got jobs that those of us that worked really hard in school still have not had similar opportunities based off of who we know and what we've done since.
Well, yeah. And, I mean, like, working where I work, I do, like, look over resumes of people who've applied and such. And, it's crazy to me. There's rarely post-secondary on it. But the amount of people who don't include that they have a high school diploma, which I'm not saying that means that they don't have one, it's not something that's even included on a resume anymore, because I think it's kind of just like assumed that you have one.
Most people have it, yeah.
And if it's not assumed, do jobs really care at this point? If you can come in, learn the job, and do the job at hand, a high school diploma doesn't matter. And I think that's kind of where it's becoming with a college or a university degree or diploma in certain, obviously if you're a doctor, we want some paperwork, right? But I think in certain aspects, in certain jobs, it's like, if you can do a job better than somebody who has gone to school, why do we need to have a certificate to say that you can do this? Because we can see that you can do this very much better than someone who's been to school. And that's the thing. You're not shy in front of a camera, but someone who graduated and is shy in front of a camera, I guess I'm saying if you didn't graduate and someone who graduated did, they would choose you over the other person because you can do something on camera, whereas the other person just has a piece of paper saying that they learned something.
Yes. And also no.
Don't tell me no. This is my movie.
I say that because I will admit that my broadcasting class in particular was very diversified, to say the least. And we had a mixture of beautiful people, not so beautiful people, capable, handicapped, different skin tones, gay, straight. Like, we were a modge podge of people in a program that is very competitive, very focused on looks and presentations. And even though that did play into some days, and some days more than others, the friendships that came from it was really impressive. Like, it's hard without having visuals of all of us, but to see, the beautiful girl hang out with the nerd because we're on projects together and you have no choice. And then realizing like, oh, I like this person. And like, it put us in situations where we wouldn't usually interact with each other. And that is the beauty of having people interact with each other and not separating them into just groups based off of bare minimum requirements of who they are. So as much as I agree, like the outcasters could always be friends with outcasters, there is such beauty in having different qualities of people, I guess, working together and finding maybe not even the common interest, but a common goal. And the goal is enough to carry the friendship or the workmanship to the end.
This story kind of reminds me of drama class in high school. And I think that, like, drama itself is kind of its own little weird kind of clique in high school. But it's so true. I remember there was this guy. Oh my gosh, there was this guy. He was beautiful and he was popular. And you'd never expect him to be in a drama class for some reason. I don't know. But, like, you would. Once you get to know him, you're like, oh, I see. But he was, like, so popular. Outside of that classroom, I would not make eye contact with him. Because, like, he was way too cute for me. He was way too popular for me. Not a chance. But I had to kiss him on stage in our play because I was the main character and he was I was the female lead, he was the male lead. And so everything, like, even when it came down to it, I was really nervous. I did not want to kiss him. And all of the people in my drama class were just like, are you going to practice kissing him? And I'm like, no, gross. I don't want to. I'm scared. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. But, like, he wanted to. I know this like sounds so weird, but, like, there was something about him being like, are we going to practice this kiss or not? Like, he didn't look at me as kind of the, like, weird, like, not as popular.
I have to do this.
I was a pit kid, you know, like that kind of stuff. He didn't look at me like that. He's just like, let's do this. Like, we were friends. We were actual companions. We were working together on the same project. Drama was just like, it was such a great class. And yeah, like, I do agree. Like, even if it's just in the classroom that you guys are, like, friends or whatever, it feels good to, like, have those moments and have those situations.
Okay, so what's a weird slushie you would try that's not real yet?
I don't know why the first thing that came to my mind was like, oh my god, put a donut in a slushie. I'm there.
That's not even weird. That sounds delicious.
Thank you. I know. I don't know. What's weird?
Like,
how about you come up with one and I come up with one and then we'll see.
Okay. Let's give it a second. Meditate on it for a second. Okay, I got it.
I got one. Oh, nice timing.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, it kind of is in a little bit of connection to cleanse, but that's what I could think of.
Okay.
A surf and turf slushie.
No.
What? So you'll try a shrimp one, but you wouldn't try a surf and turf?
I just don't think, like, a steak plus I got probably a lobster blended up and then iced would not be very good.
Iced with a soda.
That makes it even worse, I feel.
Okay, you go.
Scorpion slushie.
How much am I being paid?
Right now, nothing. It's for the glory.
I think I would. I think that's something that I would try. I wouldn't try surf and turf. Fuck no. But I would try scorpion.
And to be fair, scorpion's kind of nutty, so it might work out kind of nice.
Maybe. Who knows? Yeah. Whatever.
The boy's sleeping. They fill his hand with shaving cream. They tickle his nose, and he kind of, face pies himself.
Yeah.
Have you ever pulled a prank on anyone like that?
Let me think. Hold on. Let me think for a second, because I'm sure I have. Honestly, I can't say that I have. But it could just be a memory thing, because I used to get drunk all the time, and I'm sure that I've done something along those lines. Drawing on someone's face when they passed out first, whatever, putting...
Kid stuff, right?
Yeah, I've definitely taken a video of, like, somebody sleeping with their mouth open and edited a dick in their mouth. Like,
yeah,
who hasn't done that?
Or you've been the victim of someone who's been naked, and then someone took a video of you sleeping and posted it on social media. And thought it was hilarious.
How did you not see my nipple's the size of a pancake? I know you can see it in that video. Don't lie to me.
She knew.
Like a nest gets put into the bathroom. Those are horseflies, I would say. They weren't wasps or anything.
I can't with you.
Those were horseflies.
You think horseflies have nests?
Oh, I don't know. Those weren't bees.
Okay.
Or black yellow jackets.
I can't with you. Okay, horseflies, they live in, like, shit, They grow up in rotting things. And then they turn into flies and they fly away and spread their eggs everywhere. They don't have a nest.
Well, maybe that's...
It's a hornet's nest that they put in there. But when they show Billy dead, he is covered in bees.
It's not bees. He's covered in flies.
No, those were bees.
I'm trying to Google a picture right now.
Those were bees. There's different versions of bees, and those were bees.
Those were not.
Yeah, well,
oh my gosh, it actually tells you this is cool.
They were definitely not horseflies.
Sorry, I'm finding a picture.
Did it say the horsefly death?
It doesn't say horsefly death, okay? It says beehive dropped on head stung by bees, which I think those bee stings... Sure, we're calling them bee stings. That's why they look like horseflies, and bee stings do not bubble up and open and have giant holes in their body.
Well, would they have that if it was horseflies?
Yeah, they would. Horseflies take huge bites out of you.
But there's... Oh, I can't believe you.
I can't believe you.
That you think horseflies have nests.
Like, those are flies. Okay, those ones look like bees. But let's go look at a horsefly bite.
I'm not saying that the final result of the wounds were very realistic.
Actually, they could be horseflies. Just saying. Also, they don't say they are, but that's what a horsefly looks like. So, suck my butt. Suck my butt. And this looks a lot more, these bites look a lot more like that scene than any bee sting would have.
Here's something to think. This actor was covered in these bees. Legitly.
Yes.
You think they're going to put horseflies on him if they're going to bite him?
Oh yeah. My cats agree with me.
Wrong.
Wow, that was a mouthful of Vantage Revival. Can I get you a drink to wash it down?
Yeah, a water would be great.
Coming right up. Hey, look at the television. That hit game show Movie Q is on.
It's time for Movie Q, the game where we pick each other's movies while keeping them a complete secret. Today's categories are Dreams, Australia, Fast Food.
D, I'm going to pick Australia. Here you go. Who won Movie Q?
No one yet. The show's not over. Is that vodka?
Oops. That one's mine. Are you still down, Biscuit?
I think I just need a laugh.
Vantage Revival has just the thing for you.
Vantage Revival, bloopers.
Let's compare again. Sorry, I won't use skinny jeans again.
Horseflies?
Shut the fuck up. There's a reason. There's a reason that we have our president is who our president is. Our president is Justin Trudeau.
Our prime minister.
How long have we been filming?
Are you going to tell me I'm wrong again? That those aren't bees?
Oh my god, okay.
And that's why I brought up Dylan Mulvaney, because that characteristic?
No. Caricature?
Thank you. I can't say it, but you can. Yeah.
Caricature?
That character... I can't say it. I just can't. What the fuck? Anyways, almost making... So what?
Sorry. You just took forever to say and not say caricature, and then you went,
I'm so flustered right now. I'm so flustered.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's hilarious. He's hilarious. You laugh.
He's what?
He's hilarious.
He's what?
Hilarious.
Okay, now you said it. He's hilarious. He's hilarious. Hilarious.
Hilarious. So that is Accepted. I'm glad that you
didn't give your score yet again.
You keep directing me in the wrong direction. Obviously,
I just gave my score, and then you went off on a tangent.
There was a time where I watched this movie every day for like a month and a half straight. When he can go to a place where he will be accepted, no matter what. And I think, oh my god, I've watched this movie 500 times, and I'm just realizing something.
That's why it's called Accepted?
It's not called Accepted because they're getting into college. It's called Accepted because the misfits have been accepted. Podcast is over.
Bye, guys. Thanks for listening.
Podcast is done.
No, there's lots more.
Holy shit. Dude.
Well, yeah, it has that double meaning for
Oh
sure.
my
but-
god, I love this movie. I've watched it literally 100 times. How have I not figured that out? Because I've never talked about it.
There you go. The podcast is opening your brain.
Oh my god.
Your third
Wow.
eye to the real world.
Wow, that's nuts. Found passion, we found love, we found friends, we found acceptance, and that's all we need.
Acceptance.
Shut the fuck up. I can't believe I didn't know. I can't believe I didn't get it. Oh my god, I just thought I was going to fake college. Fuck. And that is accepted now, okay?
Oh my god, I just got what it meant.
Oh my god.
You know what? I think that worked. I'm feeling good. Real good.
Good, now go on and get out of here. And don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
How much do I owe you?
Oh, come on now. It's on the house. Now leave. Oh, thank God he's gone. Now I can finish watching Movie Q. It's time for Movie Q, the game where we pick each other's movies while keeping them a complete secret. Today's categories are Security Undies, Meter Stick, John.
Marissa, I'm picking Security Undies.
Thanks for listening to Vantage Revival Teabags. Check out our social media pages for our Movie Q picks and listen every Tuesday and Friday for our newest podcast. Share, comment, subscribe.